Welcome back to Munroe's Corner. We back with another reaction. Thank you. We hit 10K. We hit 10K in a month, baby. All right. You know what time it is. Another channel gone. 15K. Roll to 15K. Let's go. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that, man, if you like the reaction. All right. Today we're going to get into Joe Rogan on surviving cancel culture as a comedian. Oh, this should be good. Let's go. You a comedian, man. This cancel culture came around. You know what I'm saying? That shit had to be tough because it's just like, that's what comedians do. You know what I'm saying? They poke fun at, you know, themselves, their, you know what I'm saying, their surroundings in society. You know what I'm saying? They take the news and make it funny. So let's go, man. Let's get into it.
You make jokes for a living, right? You make lots of jokes for a living. How are you going to survive in this environment making jokes for a living?
Just piss people off. I mean, you're gonna always have people. You're gonna have more people upset with you, and there's more righteous indignation, I think, than I've ever seen in comedy. I've had more people furious at me for what are clearly jokes than ever at any other time in my career.
And this is the hardest thing, right? Because you make it something that's clearly a joke, and then somebody writes down the transcript of the joke, and now you have to explain the joke.
Right.
Well, that immediately kills it, because as soon as you explain a joke, it's no longer a joke. So if you make a joke that's politically incorrect, and then they write it down, and everybody who heard you at the time knows that you were making a joke, if they write it down and then you have to explain it, you've automatically exited the realm of jokes, and so now you're trying to explain the statement as like as true or decent, and that's not the point of the joke in the first place.
Yeah.
You kind of like texting somebody, you know what I'm saying, and they taking the whole shit out of context because they wasn't getting the tone of it, or the, you know what I'm saying. I mean, but comedy is comedy, man.
Statement as like as true or decent, and that's not the point of the joke in the first place.
Yes, exactly. And you miss the context, you miss the way it was delivered, you miss the tone, you miss everything. Yeah. But what they're doing is they're just trying to find targets. And I think that's one of the things that's happening with Roseanne. That's one of the things that's happening whenever anybody screws up in the media. You just get these people that they want a target. It's a game, and the game is take someone down. The game is call someone out, take someone down, shame them. You know, get the Twitter mob and the Facebook mob. Get them after them. Let's go. Let's move. Let's start a hashtag. Let's attack Morgan Freeman. I heard he told a joke. You know, I mean, this is like. I mean, did you read the woman's account from CNN with her interview with Morgan Freeman?
I think we covered it, but I can't remember it.
He was playing God in a movie. You know, he's played God in a movie. And she asked him, if you had magic power, what would you do with it? And he said, you wouldn't have a stitch of clothes on. That was the joke. That was it. And she was like, God, you mess with the wrong girls, and I'm number 17 out of all these girls that have come after you. And it's like, wow. You know, like, he was on the spot. He's being interviewed. He's on a red carpet. He tries to crack a joke about you being naked. Like, is this really the worst thing that's ever happened to you? Is this really this, or is it just a joke? And when I'm looking at it, even in text,
Morgan Freeman said, Morgan Freeman said, boy, if he had them magic powers, boy, hey, boy, every chick out here be walking around butt naked. Ha! Oh, he said, well, she said, I know. Ha! Well, if you had magic powers, what would you? I know she was not expecting that answer from Morgan Freeman. I'm sorry, yo. Morgan Freeman was straight savage for that. I'm sorry. Oh, my God. Oh, boy. If you had magical powers, what would it be? You'd be naked right now. Just know that. You'll be butt naked right now. Probably bent over. Oh, man.
Happened to you? Is this really this, or is it just a joke? And when I'm looking at it, even in text, I find it to be.
I mean, if he's clearly saying that in the interview, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that would be clearly a joke, you know what I'm saying? Can't say shit like that. You can say shit like that back in the day. And you see Morgan come from back in the day. Well, Hey, motherfuckers, you talk crazy back in the day. He played from back in the day, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't say that shit today because of this cancel culture, man. Take everything so personal.
Is silly.
But just a joke is dying, obviously.
Just a joke is still just a joke. It's just a joke.
Well, I think there is that backlash happening. It's one of the reasons why you've become incredibly popular because you just don't care, right? I mean,
well,
and
I feel like if you have you money and you don't say you, then who's going to? Who's going to? Like, I'm a good person. I'm a nice guy. I pay my taxes. I have a bunch of great friends and loved ones.
You have kids.
I have kids. I try to be nice to people. That's what I try to do. But if I see something that's ridiculous and I make fun of it and people get mad at me for that, that's on you. Well, that's on you.
This is why so there's a picture.
They just tried to cancel Joe Rogan recently, too. They had a whole, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker, the whole Spotify shit, the N-word shit, all that, man. They just tried to cancel Joe Rogan. That shit ain't work. Cancel culture ain't really cancel culture. They'll cancel you for a minute, but motherfuckers be right back.
Mad at me for that. That's on you.
Well,
that's on you.
This is why so there's a picture of you along with the rest of the intellectual dark web in this big New York Times piece by Barry Weiss. I don't know, were you standing in a bush or something? Like, for some reason, everybody was in foliage taking these pictures. So what do you make of the whole intellectual dark web contingent? And there's been this now huge backlash by a lot of folks, particularly on the left, saying, what's up with this intellectual dark web? It's just a bunch of unacceptable, deplorable people talking with each other, and they don't have anything to say. What do you make of the whole phenomenon?
Well, the name is all Eric.
Right, Eric Weinstein, yeah.
Yeah, Eric is crazy, and he loves like all the cloak and dagger and all the hidden, just the name of it, intellectual dark web. It's like he concocted that.
Soros, it was Soros, yeah.
Oh, was it? Is he behind it? But Eric he's brilliant. I love him.
Oh, yeah.
And I love his.
Eric is the
his
smartest
mind.
person I have ever met and I can't understand half of what he's saying.
Yeah, he's a very intense guy, but he loves all this stuff. He gets a kick out of it. And I think there's a certain amount of silliness in calling it the intellectual dark web. I mean, you and I are essentially in some sort of a super group. What are we in?
We're super friends.
We're
exactly.
Yeah, and what I felt was fascinating was that a lot of people were trying to label us as like deplorable conservatives. And like when they were saying this is a group of renegade conservatives. Well, I'm pretty liberal, like pretty liberal across the board. If you want to talk to me about gay marriage, you want to talk to me about gay rights, women's rights, like
drugs.
You go down the line. Universal health care, universal basic income. I mean, I'm pretty liberal. Like but it doesn't fit the narrative. I look like a Trump supporter, right? So like,
is it white and buff or what?
Yeah, I'm a white bald guy. It works out too much. There's a lot of there's a lot of need to label someone into an easily dismissible category, and that category is conservative, like ruthless, nasty, mean, a person who's not kind. You're not a person who's caring about other people. You're a conservative. You're a mean bully, mean mad white man. As what is his name?
And these labels are just tearing us apart. You know what I'm saying? Once people start slapping these labels on you, then you're viewed as such without people even looking into who the person really is. And that's the main thing cancel culture does, is they slap these labels on you. And instead of people looking into what is actually going on, they run with the label of what was given to them, or what's slandered, or what's hashtag, what's the latest hashtag, you know what I'm saying? And you fail to, the followers, you know what I'm saying, just follow suit without knowing what the fuck is going on. Just like they were saying with the text. With the text, is just actually seeing it. They won't even... Like, cause what happens is people, like, if it's not the text, they post it. If it's not a screenshot, they're posting clips. And what they do is they don't post the whole clip. You know what I'm saying? And people don't go find the whole video. Or people won't look into the context of what led up to it. You got to do the whole research. You know what I mean? If you're going to try to go rally and just cancel somebody, just Like, cause pretty much what you're doing is taking away somebody's livelihood. You know what I mean? You're taking somebody's livelihood, their way of making money, because people are going to lose sponsorships. They're going to not be able to do their job no more. They're not going to be able to function correctly. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much outcasting them from everything. All right? Johnny Depp. Amber Heard. Johnny got canceled. You know what I'm saying? Until now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta look into everything. People just ran what the fuck Amber Heard had to say. Because of the label she put on them. And the people would have done their research.
That said that to Jordan Peterson in the Monk debates. Michael Dyson, I think is his name.
Michael Eric Dyson?
Yes,
Michael Eric Dyson?
yes, that's who it was.
Michael Eric Dyson. Yeah.
He called Jordan Peterson a mean, mad white man. A mad, mean, one of those.
Yeah.
But it's, there's this need to categorize
Except for Ryan
people.
Hersey Ali and Christina Hoff Sommers and half the people who are members of the club. But
Majid,
exactly. Dave Rubin, who's gay, right?
Yeah. It's hilarious.
It's this really like bizarrely diverse group and really ideologically diverse too, because it's a bunch of people. I mean, like Brett Weinstein, who's a member of our secret group. Right? He's a socialist. He backed Bernie Sanders in the last election cycle.
Yeah.
And so what do you think generated? Was it just the political correctness, the insanity of the hard left that threw everybody out?
Dishonesty. It's dishonesty. It's the same thing that led to what happened with Brett Weinstein at Evergreen when they had this day of absence where they wanted all white people to stay home. And he's like, "Hey, this is racist. Like you're absolutely targeting people based on their race and saying you're not welcome here. This is a day, instead of it being a day of absence where people of color stayed home voluntarily and weren't chastised if they didn't, instead of that, it was no, white people have to go away. And if you don't, you are a racist." And this is what happened with Brett. And it's a terrifying story. And when I interviewed him on my podcast, it was before he had left Evergreen. He was still employed there. And he was talking to me about mobs that were wandering the parking lot with baseball bats. And they were looking for him. And it was terrifying. I mean, he had to take his family out of the state.
That's crazy.
And who is this? Are these Nazis? Are these the KKK? Are these right-wing thugs? No, they're extreme progressives with pink hair who are, non-binary sexually. Like, it's very bizarre. And there's a lack of reality that you have to adhere to this narrative. And if you're not adhering to this narrative, then you are some horrific person who is a product of the past, and you're a part of the patriarchy, and it's not an honest discussion. Mm-hmm. If you see all the people that are involved in this, air quotes, intellectual dark web, the one thing they have in common, all of them are going, what in the is everybody talking about? Like, what is this? What's happening here? Like, why are we pretending that men and women aren't different things? Why are we pretending that to tell people that you have to stay home because you're white? It's racist. That is absolutely racist by definition. That's what racism is. You're discriminating against someone based on their race, not based on their character or their job position or anything else. You're just white people.
Oh, that's some real shit. He's spitting some real shit on there, man. Yeah. But that's crazy, man. That was crazy. I gotta look into more to that situation. But yeah, man. That cancel culture, man, it's so toxic, man. Like he was saying, if you don't adhere to their rules, it's like a lose-lose situation once they get on your ass. You know what I'm saying? And it could be for the smallest thing, but they're gonna dig up everything. I mean, just imagine the normal person, man. If somebody wanted to look into your past, they could dig up all kinds of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? We evolve as people. We change over time. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, motherfuckers make mistakes. All right? Like I was saying, I touched on this a lot earlier in the video. Like, people won't look into the whole situation. Like, once this cancel culture mind is set, it's like no matter what you say, if it ain't an apology or if it ain't apology or it ain't something bowing down to their agreements, you have to bend the knee, you know what I'm saying, in order to get back in. And it's like, you know what I'm saying, if you're really cancel culture, why would you let me back in if I'm such this horrible person? It's like they just flexing their damn power, man. They rally up the troops, get this big mob together, and then once they conquer somebody, they're just on to the next. It's like an addiction with this cancel culture, man. It's like you're just addicted to ruining people's lives. That shit crazy. That shit crazy, man. That shit crazy. But yo, that's my takes on it. All right, man. Let me know what you want me to react to next, and I'm gonna get right on it. All right. So, road to 15K, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn the notifications on, baby. I know you got me, so thank you in advance. All right, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Let's keep it respectable in the comments, man. Y'all have a great day.